Hello, I'm Inside FFM. I run a fan account on various social media channels about my favorite club, Eintracht Frankfurt. There you can read informations, transfer news and my opinion on various clubs. As soon as something comes to light, you will also be regularly fed with news about other clubs such as FC Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund and many more. Frankfurt has taken this competition very seriously from the very beginning. Since our Europa Cup victory against Glasgow Rangers, since our win in Barcelona with 30,000 fans behind us, this had been our competition. But of course, that doesn't protect us from poor performances. We had a very good game against Besiktas in Turkey and won 3-1, but struggled at home against Rigas, for example, and won narrowly 1-0. We lost 3-2 in Lyon, where we didn't do much despite scoring goals. The same applies to the 2-0 defeat in Rome. In the round of 60 against Ajax Amsterdam, however, the team was at its best and swept them out of the competition with a total score of 6-2. If the team plays at its limits and concentrates, it can beat almost any team. If they can do that against Tottenham, they can also reach the semi-final. Eintracht are in the third place and hope to retain this position until the end. In the second half of the season, their play has been a little bit more varied, which is of course also due to the fact that they sold Mamouche. They have to cope with this loss for the time being, and the replacement Wahi is unfortunately not fit. On Saturday they suffered a bad 2-0 defeat in Bremen after winning against Amsterdam, in Bochum and at home against Stuttgart. The table is tight, so it's very difficult to make a prediction at the moment. They were deservedly knocked out of the Cup against Leipzig in December, and reaching the quarterfinals of the Europa League was probably planned. All in all, Eintracht are playing a very good season. If they finish it like this, it would be the best for many years. The star of our team is certainly Hugo Ekitike. He's an outstanding striker, scoring 19 goals and providing 8 assists in all competitions. It will depend on him. He sometimes has problems to assert himself against strong defenders, but when he gets space, he will make the most of it. Of course, the defense will also be important, especially the 3 experienced players Teat, Koch and Christensen. They are the leaders and will push the team forward. Kawa Santos will be in goal. Kevin Trapp is injured. Santos is a huge talent and is already being touted as a new Brazilian national keeper. In midfield, it's worth keeping an eye on Larsson, who has been linked with many big clubs. Our coach Dino Topmöller surprises us from time to time with changes and tactical alterations. To be honest, that doesn't have always worked. It's his first stint as head coach in the Bundesliga and he learns quickly. I'm glad that we have him. The current season is one of the best in recent years. In 2016 we were relegated, in 2018 we won the Cup and in 2022 we won the Europa League. That qualified us for the Champions League, where we reached the round of 16. But we've never qualified for this competition via the league. The chance of doing this season is huge, also because other teams are weakening. Many people are also dreaming of reaching the Europa League final again. Getting Tottenham as an opponent is certainly not an easy draw. But we are Eintracht Frankfurt. We can beat anyone in this competition. Of course, we're happy to play against such an opponent. And in the 2022 Champions League, we did quite well with a 3-2 defeat in England and the 0-0 at home. Trips to England are probably something very special for every fan, even if it is always difficult to survive there. Most people will still remember the semi-final against Chelsea in the Europa League in 2019. We drew 1-1 at home and then lost on penalties in London. The fans and team were so close back then, it was unbelievable, and for me it was also the reason why we went on to win the competition. When I think back to it, to the images in London, later Barcelona and then Paris, penalty against Rangers, I still get goosebumps, and that's how most of us feel. Of course, we have in mind that Tottenham are not playing a good season. 13th place is almost unbelievable. Nevertheless, we know that this means nothing in the 2 duels. On the contrary, Tottenham can save the season with this competition and will make an extra effort. I'm most looking forward to the players we know, Son, Tell and Bergwall, who Eintracht also wanted. Tottenham got some good results in the Europa League, but struggled a bit against Alkmaar. On Thursday, Frankfurt will certainly try to counter-attack from a good defensive position via their very quick players like Bahoya and Ekitike. They will try to exploit the spaces that present themselves, bridge the midfield quickly, and then look for running duels. Unfortunately, Ansgar Knauf will probably not be able to start after his injury, as he also brings a huge amount of pace with him. That is a clear weakening, but it's possible that he will be substituted. Our winter signing El Yewahi will also be missing, but unfortunately he has not yet been a factor in the game. My preferred lineup would be Santos in goal. Our captain Kevin Trapp is missing here, but the young Brazilian is on the verge of ousting Kevin from the goal permanently. In the back line, I would start with Christensen, Tuta, Koch, Teat. The two outside players, Christensen and Teat, are the stabilizers of our defense and can bring a lot of pressure forward. They have a great mentality and lead the team. Then I would start with Skiri and Larsson centrally defensively. Skiri runs over 12 kilometers every game and plugs holes. Larsson is one of the biggest talents in his position in Europe. Then come Collins, Götze and Bahoya. Collins doesn't actually play this position. He's actually a central defender, but he's also very quick, which is why I would put him there. It worked well against Stuttgart in the league. Götze is in great form. He's the daddy of the team. And on the left, Bahoya is the fastest player in the Bundesliga with over 37 kilometers per hour. Then Ekitike up front. He's a player to look forward to. When he plays well, he's pure eye candy. I hope we can get a draw in London. Then anything is possible at home. But I would say that we have a good chance of going through to the next round. Finally, I have to apologize for my English. I don't speak it at all in everyday life. I use a translation program. I hope that I was still understood well. Thank you, Chris, for the request. I really enjoyed it. If you're interested, you can click on my accounts on X, Instagram or Facebook. Inside Out.